You made your way into the bottom of the tower, first floor. For many of you, it's really dark. For the one member in the party who does have dark vision, I will read out what we see. As you push through the door, a musty odor senses, causing you to gag. The air is thick and oppressive, like it hasn't been refreshed in years. Cramped space is filled to the brim with animals, packed in so tightly that it's a wonder they can even move. The mules and horses jostle and shift, their eyes glinting in the dim light, as if sensing your presence. The black horse with the white blazed face and cropped ear stands out among the rest. Its eyes lock onto you with a strange intensity. The sheer number of animals in this small space makes it almost unbearable, and you can't help but wonder how they're all still alive. At the far end of the chamber, opposite the door, you see a ramshackle chicken coop. Only one bedraggled hen is left, its feathers matted and missing in places. The ground around it littered with loose feathers, giving the impression that something violent had happened here. To the right of the chicken coop lies a grill-covered hole in the floor. The metal grate is rusted and stained with something that looks like dried blood. The hole seems to go down deep into the earth, and the chill runs down your spine at the thought of what could be lurking in the darkness below. The oppressive atmosphere in this cramped space feels like it's closing in on you, and you can't help but feel like you're being watched by something sinister. What happens now?
Of course, I could have smelled the horses, I suppose.
As you look around, there's one sitting right next to you, kind of moving but docile in this area. Several horses are there. Two are drinking from a water trough that sits in the middle of the room. There is a ladder that leads what looks like up to the next floor.
I look over to Eladan. Cousins of yours?
What? The horses? Oh. I see what you did there. Very, very amusing.
I would like to light up a torch.
As you light up the torch, you see the different horses on the left side and then the bales of hay and feed to the right.
What a strange place for horses.
So this is like the ground level, right?
Yes, it is the ground level.
Yeah. It would only be strange if it weren't the ground level.
It's a strange place for live horses. You'd think they would have been eaten or something by now.
Horses generally prefer outside if possible. This seems strange.
Do the horses seem skittish at all?
No, they're relatively docile. They may have been here for, some of them, several days to several weeks. Probably, it smells so bad here, they've probably been pinned up here a long time. There are piles of feces near their rears. Eladan close to stepping on some of it, but it smells terrible.
I get to see the most wonderful places with you all. There's a ladder. Shall we go up it?
Would seem the only direction.
As you make your way to the ladder, I would like the party to give me a perception check.
I am too distracted by stepping over all the horse poo.
Ade, as you step towards the ladder, you can hear what sounds like wind coming up through the hole here to the right. But then you hear a low guttural moan.
I hear a rumbling and I don't think it's the big guy's stomach. Should we check down before we check up?
Do you want to go to the basement of this place?
I mean, I don't particularly want to go to the basement, but basements don't usually moan.
Does the ladder descend and ascend?
The ladder from this point only ascends, but Ade mentions that over here to the right, where there's grating next to the chicken coop, is where he heard the sound coming from.
Well, let's at least, check out the grating.
You can hear the wind howl from below.
One of you with the cat eyes, look down it.
Now, I'll peer over the edge, see what I can see.
You peer over the edge and you see hundreds of feet down the forested treetops of the mountain you had climbed, but about 10 feet down, what looks like a dwarf. Blood is dried on his skin. He looks nearly unconscious, and it looks like his skivvies has caught a sharp point and is keeping him from falling to the forest below. He's approximately 10 feet down and his skivvies have stretched about 5 feet. Piece of metal that he is clinging to is about 5 feet down.
I lean over to Thalgar and I say, I think he's a part goat friend, not a cat.
What did you see down there? Eladan was the one that looked down, right?
Yeah, there's a dwarf down there.
A dwarf?
Yeah, there's a dwarf down there.
Does he look
Does
dead?
Does he seem conscious?
He looks like he's barely clinging to life. You see the rise and fall of his chest. It sounds like he's complaining under his breath about something.
Well, I'll call to him. Hello?
You see him move a little bit And a voice that's choked with dirt, as if he hasn't been drinking something in a while, coughs a little bit.
I think he wants us to help him. Does the grate look like it comes off?
It looks like you can pick it up and remove it. Yes.
Well, I suppose the first step is let's pick up the grate.
You easily slide the grate away from the top of the hole.
Any ideas on how we get this guy? I have some rope too.
I know. Eladan, we use you as a beast of burden and tie the rope around you.
Or we could use one of the actual beasts of burden in this room, and I make a sweeping gesture to the many horses standing nearby us.
I suppose that might be a good idea. Don't look at me. I'm not good with animals.
We're just going to lower this guy a rope or what? Someone going down to get him?
Yeah, he doesn't really look like he's going to be able to grab a rope, and somebody might have to go down there and...
Are you volunteering, Thalgar?
I can't fit down there.
It seems roughly human-sized.
I'm a Goliath.
It would certainly be a tight squeeze for Thalgar.
Who's our smallest person?
Well, smallest is probably myself, but I don't know about bringing him back.
Oh, you just need to fasten a rope to him and we'll pull him up.
You fastening a rope to me as well?
If you need it, unless you got spider climb.
We got 2 ropes, right?
I have 1. We have 3 ropes at least.
I mean, I have a rope. I can tie myself, but who is going to fasten the other side as I go down?
We're tying it to the horse.
This definitely cannot go wrong.
Was there 4 pillars in the middle?
Yes, those are 4 pillars. They're stone, and they hold what looks like they go up and hold the foundation of the next floor.
So I'll just take my rope and I'll go around the closest pillar and then tie off one end to myself and then hand the other end whoever is going down. Or you can fashion that around yourself and I'll lower you down and then you can tie off the dwarf and we'll pull you back up and then we'll pull him up.
Sounds good.
Climbing down the chute will be an athletics check unless you have another way to tie the rope off to the dwarf.
So we're tying 1 rope around Ade, giving him another rope that we're then going to tie to the horse, right? So we have 1 rope tied to the pillar, 1 rope that we're going to give to Ade, to then tie to the dwarf with the other end that is going to be tied to the horse, right?
That sounds like a plan.
All right.
Or the other pillar.
And I am good with horses, so I can control the horse.
The pillar's not going to move. The horse might.
As soon as Ade starts just about to climb down, I kind of lean over him and take out my paintbrush and say, "You'll do fine." And I'll paint a quick sigil on his forehead and cast guidance.
Yes, I'm sure that will be very helpful.
But in the process, you get paint in his eye and he can't see.
Try not to fall to our deaths. Hey, the paint worked.
Pretty good. You can roll with advantage and give yourself a d4. Not sure you're going to get better than that, but
Oh, there's an advantage to this. Okay.
for the help using the rope and everything.
That is definitely not better. Let's go with the first number.
Yep. So with the 20, you're able to scramble down. You are lowered. You tie the rope off to the dwarf. He looks like he's badly beaten, muttering under his breath, and he is blue with cold. He's probably got several levels of exhaustion mechanically and near death. But you're able to tie off the rope around his thick torso.
Don't worry, friend. We'll be back in no time. And I tug on my rope.
The party working together easily is able to pull you up. As Eladan speaks with the horses, horses are very docile. It looks like they're used to pulling either carts or farming equipment, and they pull you up. And you are able to also pull up the dwarf. You do recall the Seneschal had mentioned that there was an mountain dwarf by the name of Franco Firth, who was part of Eva's party. This looks like this person. He is close to death.
I'll break out one of my potions of healing and feed it to him.
All right, you hear him groan before he passes out against the wall. Looks like he probably just needs some rest. A good week to 10 days, we'll get him back to normal, but you are able to heal his wounds, though he is absolutely exhausted and blue with cold. He's probably been down there for 4 or 5 days, hanging by his skivvies.
I'll take out a ration or I'll leave it on his lap. Guess we'll have to figure out how to get this guy back.
He's muttering under his breath about skeletons and demons. Skeletons, demons, almost delirious.
Well, put the grate back into place so he doesn't fall down it.
This poor guy's probably got the worst wedgie.
Yeah, he does.
Suppose he can stay here while we go up. Doesn't look like there's any way down.
Nope, the only way down looks like through the chute. And Ade, as you were going down there, it's obviously a garbage chute because there is all kinds of crazy stuff there. Being a person of are you a ocean druid? Is that correct? Or a forest druid?
I'm a oceanish druid.
Smells bad.
Yeah.
Smells like the city.
I don't recommend going down.
So it's a bunch of horse crap on top of a midden. The smell of this place is like a weapon in and of itself.
Did the crow come in with us?
No, it did not.
Okay.
I'll gather up my rope.
Guess there's only one place to go.
I mean, technically, there's two. We could always just leave.
Looking up the ladders, they're like a latch floor, or does it just go up into a room?
There is a trap door. So yes, there is a latch with what looks like it opens up away from you.
How far up is it? Does it look locked? Does it have like an actual latch that it needs to be opened, or can I push on it with something?
No, it looks like you can push on it. There's no obvious lock on this side.
I'll give a nice push with my halberd.
Yeah, you push it and you see it gives. Looks like you can open it if you want to go to the next floor.
Oh, what do you say, guys?
Order of ladder.
Ade will go second.
I'll go third.
I'll be last. With Washi, kind of. He just jumps and then latches on to Eladan's cloak.
I guess I'm going first, torch in hand.
Push open the trapped door or the hatch to the second floor, and you hear some moaning and some rustling. And as you step onto the floor, we're going to roll some initiative.
Sound like more dwarves.
And I'm going to move Halagar over here, and you guys can come up as your turns allow. Watch is going to go on your turn, Richard.
Shares my initiative, goes right after me.
As you climb up into this room, Thalgar, you hear the approach. It smells terrible here. Quickly, you look around. You see what looks like some beds, maybe a hearth in one corner, some desks. There's a large table that sits just very close to the ladder. And as you push open the latch and you step into it, these creatures may have been hiding behind beds or desks, and they rush forward and look to attack, and we will begin combat. Ade, you are first to act as you hear Thalgar reach the second story and you hear these creatures come closer. You can climb the ladder. What do you want to do?
Did Dalgar clear the ladder?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I would like to climb the ladder.
Yep, I'm going to move you, Thalgar. And remember, you can walk through, you can travel through your...
Well, I have to pick a stance for my initiative. I'm going to go, it's aggressive stance. Okay. So it's like a reckless stance.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Oh, this doesn't look great. I think, is this BG3 rules? Did I walk up a ladder for free? Hell, how much movement
No, you
was that?
You went up 10 feet.
10 feet. Okay. Yeah, I will go ahead and activate my shillelagh. I think it's probably a good move here. And let's go after. Let's go. Oh, wow. Let's go this way. Does 18 hit?
An 18 easily hits this zombie as it looks like it's crawling on the ground. It's some kind of dwarf.
Mayron was right. Like 10 bludgeoning damage.
You hurt it pretty bad with your shillelagh, but it still crawls towards you, albeit slowly. And it's going to bite your ankles here sooner rather than later.
All right. I think he would keep kind of, as he hits it, he would keep kind of sidestepping and then end his turn to make a little more room for his body.
Well, Eladan is in front of me on the ladder, so I will just I'll just hold my action to go up the ladder once Eladan does. That is it.
We'll also do the same. Eladan,
I'll hurry up the ladder.
you hurry up the ladder. As you climb up the ladder, you see the light above. You make your way up. As you get to the second floor, you see two what looks like ghouls, and then you see some dwarf zombies, or at least zombies. They're half their body's been ripped away. They're crawling towards Ade.
Am I able to follow?
Yeah, you're able to follow. He's still just climbed out of the ladder, so we'd have to move for you to get up.
Okay, I'm gonna reach into my bag and pull out some alchemist fire and chuck it at this guy. Attack roll.
That easily hits these creatures.
And what the heck? I'll how much movement did I expend coming up the ladder?
You expended 10 feet.
Okay, then move over there.
As you watch Eldon go up the ladder, you see him pulling his back, and he throws something, and then he rushes out of sight of the ladder. You can now move up. You and Washi both move up. It is now the ghoul's turn. This creature will move forward towards Thalgar and do a multi-attack. Makes one with its bite. It attempts to bite you, Thalgar.
It'll have advantage because I'm in my stance.
He is on fire, by the way.
He is on fire.
That ghoul is on fire.
Wowzer. The first attack looks to be a 9, and then he'll attempt to claw you. That's a 19. You take slashing damage, and I need a DC 10 con save.
Oh, do I have lucky? Let me check. I don't want ghoul rot. I do not. I fail.
You are paralyzed for 1 minute. You can attempt to save at the end of your next turn. But that's that creature's movement or attack turn. The next one moves close to Eladan, and it
Did he take his damage?
yeah, it's D4, right? Takes 3 damage. The next creature will move towards Eladan and attempt to bite. That is a 10 that misses, and then the next attack that'll attempt to claw you. It's a natural 20.
Damn.
That is 5 slashing damage, and I need a DC 10 Constitution saving throw.
Constitution saving throw.
Have any other things you can add to it?
Not unless this is a spell or a magical effect.
It is not. You were also paralyzed. Yikes.
Golly.
Well, I didn't much like this character anyway.
That ends its turn. Thalgar, you are paralyzed. You can attempt another Constitution saving throw. You succeed and are no longer paralyzed.
That'll be my turn.
This creature moves up to Eladan and attempts to slam you. It will make that attack at advantage since you were paralyzed. And if it hits the critical hit, that is a 18 to hit.
That hits.
What is it? 1d6 plus 2. So that's, you take 10 points of bludgeoning damage, but that's all it can do. The next creature attempts to slam. That's a 16 to hit.
That just hits.
Or 7 bludgeoning. That's a turn. Ade, it's your turn.
Yeah, don't like that. So we're going to go ahead and return the favor. Hopefully. Possibly. 15.
15 hits easily. This creature's barely dragging itself along the ground.
6 bludgeoning. Still here, huh? Okay.
Still here.
That's not ideal. I guess I will stay here then.
If Eladan doesn't make his save, he's going to be in a lot of trouble. First of all, I'm going to move, taking any attacks of opportunity.
Yep. It looks to slam at you. It's a natural 20. 6 bludgeoning and 6 critical bludgeoning for a total of 12.
Okay. That's fine. I am then... Oh, it's a bonus action? It's a bonus action. Could I have said that I disengage from my action? I'm going to say that. Disengage, so I'll go back. And then for my bonus action, you see him whip out a thin scroll and quickly paints some symbols on it and throws it over at Eladan, and it flies over straight and then flaps onto his back, and Eladan glows with this faint orange energy as I cast Sanctuary as my bonus action.
I'm going to put a effect on you.
Okay, and that's it for my turn, and then Washi will go next.
What does Washi do?
Washi is going to move here and then attack this this zombie dwarf guy. Wow, that's a 10.
A 10 hits.
So I already rolled damage, so that is 1d8 plus PB. What is PB again?
Proficiency bonus.
There we go. So 3. So that is 8 damage.
It is near death.
That's it. One attack. Yep. That's Washi's turn.
Eladan, you can make your con save again, and you are no longer paralyzed.
Okay, so that was my action.
The end of your turn. That happened at the end of your turn. Yeah. You make the save at the end of your turn. This creature will attempt to Thalgar. 8 misses and a claw for a natural 20. Not sure why it's rolling at whatchamacallit, but that is
Hey, we'll take 2 slashing.
2 slashing. And I need a DC 10 con save.
Remember, every turn he's on fire.
Ah, yes, you're right. 4 damage. You easily pass this time, but that's his turn. Thalgar, he's going to attempt to bite you.
Is that Eladan? Is that attacking Eladan?
Yes, it is. Oh, that's right. He needs a
They
wisdom save.
multi-attack, don't they?
He fails his wisdom save, so he loses that attack. He's going to try to attack Eladan again, so he needs to roll another wisdom save, and also fails, and he can't. There's nobody else nearby.
I'm going to use a maneuver. See if I can just post it, but it looks like it's going to post all of them. It's called Iron Tempest. I spend 4 points. I'm making a weapon attack against a creature until the end of the turn. Whenever you hit with a weapon attack, it deals an extra 2d6 additional damage, and you can make an additional number of attacks equal to your proficiency bonus, but each bonus attack must be against a different target. I'm going to start off attacking the one that looks almost dead, the dwarf guy. Actually, I'll attack the one next to me first. It's 10 plus another 10, so 20. If it doesn't look
20
like,
damage?
yeah, if it doesn't look like it's gonna die, I'm gonna use
Yeah, it definitely, as you slam it and it falls to the ground, your halberd almost splits it in twain.
I will move a little bit and then continue my onslaught onto the other zombie or ghoul.
Mhm.
Roll of 11 damage.
It is injured as you slam it and using your momentum, you cut the head from one ghoul and you swing the other way, jumping onto the table. And as you jump off the table, you drop the halberd and it hits it in the shoulder and it buckles under the weight, but it's still moving.
Can I pump in Strike of the Giant Seal Strike onto it as well?
Whatever that does, sure.
It's extra 2 damage, and it has to make a Strength DC 14 save or be knocked prone.
That's a 3. It is now prone.
And then my final attack will be the dwarf next to...
That easily hits it. It's half of its body's worn away and it's just crawling on the ground towards Eladan. Dwarf, zombie, hit or feeling that hit, it will look back towards you and crawl across the floor as you jumped off the table and hit it. It goes across the floor and it'll attempt to slam you. That is an 18 to hit.
Yep, that hits.
Or that is 4 points of damage. And then the next one will attempt to slam at Adi. Adi, that is a 12. I'm assuming that misses.
That does miss.
It is your turn, Adi.
Try to finish this thing off. 8 damage.
8 damage, so it's a DC
Oh no.
12, DC 13. Under fortitude, 5 more damage. DC 13 is 6, so it dies.
And we'll start moving over to support and get out of the way a little bit and end my turn.
Let's see. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Sure, why not? I'll move up and I will, my paintbrush elongates and the hit tip hardens into that.
Whoa.
Yeah, it does.
Phrasing, bro. It's a kid show. What are you doing?
Into my infused spear pretty much. And I'm going to attack. Let's see, target this guy. Where's all the buttons?
Is it a tiny spear or a giant paintbrush?
It's a giant paintbrush.
I see.
That hits.
That's a 19 for 9 damage.
Barely holding on.
And that is it for my turn. Washi will come up, go here, and target this guy. Spell attack.
14 hits. Both of them, actually. You're
The
attacking
dwarf.
the zombie?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the
dwarf.
zombie dwarf. Ooh, for 10 damage.
10 damage. All right. He needs to roll a DC 15 and he fails. And that creature drops unmoving to the ground.
And that's Washi's turn.
Eladan.
So we got one guy left.
One guy left. You have Sanctuary on you.
This guy's prone. Okay, then I am gonna drop my longbow and pull my short sword and attack him Hopefully one of those will hit.
Yes, that hits. Creature is near death as you drop your bow, pull out your sword shoot really quick, and a dab at its side as it's laying there trying to crawl back to its feet, and you hit what would be a death blow on any other creature. But since this creature's undead, it continues to pull on its sword as it tries to pull its way up towards you.
Bonus action, I'm going to drink a healing potion.
For 8 healing.
And that should do it.
This creature crawls up your sword, relieving itself from a prone condition, and it will attempt to claw you first.
As it does, Washi's going to bark at it and use deflect attack. So I impose disadvantage on attack roll within 5 feet.
Nice. That is a 10. That misses. Is it for all attacks this turn or just the one?
Just that one.
The next attack is a bite, which is a 19 for 3 piercing.
But you sit on the second one.
But you don't have to make a con save to be paralyzed since it was a bite instead of a claw. That ends its turn.
I will move a little bit. Is it free action to swap weapons?
Yeah, you can swap weapons. Don't mind.
I'll switch to my double-bladed scimitar.
You're going to kill this here in a second. Anyways, 18 hits for 7 damage. Describe how the most dangerous foe you've ever had.
Seeing that this was not a job for a halberd and more of a double-bladed scimitar, I swap to that and I just do a quick slice across the back of its neck as its head just plops forward and a bunch of green blood just oozes out.
And we'll drop out of combat. So let me read to you what's in the room now that you have a moment to breathe. As you enter, your eyes are drawn to the 5 neatly made beds on the southeast side of the room, lining the walls, each with a small footlocker at its foot. Footlocker, hence. They're made of sturdy oak and appear to be locked, perhaps containing belongings of the occupant. In the center of the room, a large square table with a dark polished surface dominates the space. The table is surrounded by 5 chairs, each with cushioned seats and a high backrest. Seems like the perfect place for a group meeting or to share a meal together. The north end of the room, there's a stone fireplace, complete with a small woodpile stacked neatly beside it. A warm fire crackles and illuminates the space with a soft orange glow, providing cozy atmosphere that invites you to relax and unwind. On the west wall, you notice 5 desks and chairs, each situated in front of a small window that lets in the natural light. The desks are neat and organized with quills and ink bottles, parchment and paper arranged in orderly fashion. It appears that this is where the occupants of the room work and study. The 4 sturdy pillars hold up the ceiling have oil lamps hanging from them, casting a warm and comfortable light throughout the room. The light flickers gently, creating a calming ambience that feels safe and secure. You see 3 people lying in the room, here and here. They seem to be bound and gagged. Well, what happens now?
Are they dead?
They look alive. Yeah.
They look to be either unconscious or sleeping, but they are alive as all 3 of them seem to be breathing. So yes, in short, yes, they look alive.
I would say weird. These undead, did they tie these people up? I'll remove the gag from the one that is next to me and lift open their eyelids, see if they look like they're undead.
Definitely don't look undead. Look like they may. Well, give me a medicine check.
Perfectly average.
Perfectly average. You're not really sure. She seems kind of out of it. It's a woman, a human woman. She looks experienced, spending a lot of time out of doors. The crow's feet are kind of pronounced. Her, what would you think of typically pale skin is tanned by spending many afternoons out in the sunlight. Her hair is dark. She seems to be out of it in some way, not in the same manner that Franco Firth was out of it, but she seems to be, a 10 would be good enough. She seems to be under the influence of some kind of intoxicating.
Quick question. This floor that we're on, does this look like the floor that the Raven came from, or was that up higher?
You remember when you came up, there somebody had speak with animals, and that person specifically said that Master is asleep on the 4th floor.
All right.
In the middle of the room, the ladder continues up, offset a little bit from the ladder you came up, and it continues up, and there's another closed.
Anyone want to check out this desk?
Sure.
I'm pretty big and clumsy. I can't really search small stuff.
So what appears to be on the desk here?
Looks like there are a few books, As you look around the desk, there's a chamber pot under the desk, but it's apparently empty. A little bit of dust, but on top of there appears to be 2 large books and 3 logbooks. They're worn and well read.
I'd be moving the bodies to the beds, ungagging them, but leaving their hands tied.
Do we think we'll be spending any time here, at least 10 minutes or so, or will we be moving on fairly quickly?
Well, I mean, we should at least see if we can get these people, or one of them, conscious, speaking maybe.
I don't see the dwarf lady we're supposed to be saving anywhere around here.
If you need 10 minutes, we can probably give you that and try and make sense of these people.
No, I mean, I was just saying, people aren't really my thing. If you're going to do that, then I would see if there's anything magical in the room. If not, then I won't bother.
Do your thing.
Mayron doesn't really have anything that could help those people, so he's just going to start ritually casting Detect Magic. And if he has time to finish before they're done, then he will. If not, then we'll just keep going.
Yeah, you spend 10 minutes and you cast Detect Magic. Does not appear to be anything magical. What's odd is the lanterns that are connected to the pillars are still lit, and the hearth is still lit, though low, and the fire is low and it's smoldering. It looks like it's been going probably for a good 12 to 14 hours now, but nothing magical.
So yeah, that would have taken 10 minutes if you all wanted to do something.
So is there anything the party wants to do in 10 minutes? There are what looks like 5 foot lockers here at the foot of each bed, and then there are 4 desks.
Casually reading whoever's library this is, whoever's diary this is, who left it out. Casually flip through that.
You open it up, and it looks like, and you've been in accounting meetings, there is somebody they're drawing flowers, they're drawing the hills, they're drawing a tower, they're drawing city, they're drawing faces. You look like circles with like pluses on them, as if this is not the job they really want, but they're making caricatures of different things here.
Got the vital information.
That's what you see at this book.
Are all the 3 people wearing like the same uniforms?
The person that you took a look at seemed to be wearing leathers, likely a person who spent a lot of time out of doors. Their inside of their thighs are clearly one of somebody who's ridden horses for a while. You recall during your time with the Seneschal that there was a ranger from the Company of Resistance. Company of Resistance, they patrol the hills between the towers that are dotted along the landscape here. This person particularly looks to be a ranger and is a female with dark hair. You remember the Seneschal telling you that there was a person by the name of Perelia who was a ranger who was assigned to escort Ava to the tower.
What about the other 2?
They look like they're wearing relatively normal or drab dark tunics with what look like to be beige pants, leather boots pulled up around their feet, dressed somewhat similar. The clothing on one looks to be older than the clothing on the other. If you'd like, you can give me a perception check. They both look relatively similar. One's probably 10 to 12 years older than the other, the oldest one being about 40 years old, but that's what you get.
Symbols on their clothes?
No symbols on their clothes, no.
I guess I would have just situated them on the bed to make them more comfortable, but I'm not sure our party trusts them yet, so I'd leave them bound.
Anything on that desk, Eladan?
Sorry?
Were you looking at the desk, or were you just over there?
Yeah, I was looking. There's some journals, books.
Looks to be 2 large books bound in leather, dark leather, and then what look like 3 smaller books that are laying open on the desk. Bunch of symbols and numbers written in the books.
So are they comprehensible, or?
You can give me let's call it investigation check in the new version study. You can study them to take a look. I know we're not playing new version, but that's the best I can get. Yeah, 15 is pretty good, even for you. 2 of them are code books that detail about how one can signal different towers and how you manage that. And the others look to be 3 logbooks that they've logged all the signals that they've done over the last several years since New Anthus was reopened. Well, actually, likely before that. So you have 2 code books and 3 logbooks.
Interesting, but not particularly illuminating.
Yeah, this room's pretty boring.
What about the lockers? Did we peek at those? Well, I'm a born rummager. So I'll at least open them up and see what I can see.
As you open them, there are several pairs of clothing, very similar to the clothing that these two individuals that are unconscious are wearing. But other than that, there is nothing else of value in the lockers. Looks to be just clothing storage. What happens now?
Does this seem to be the level with the window that the crow was trying to get us to go to?
No, the crow said that their master was on the 4th floor. So you would consider you were on the ground floor and now you're on the 2nd floor.
Now, which continent do we think the crow is from? Because I know that some places count like the 1st floor is the ground floor, and some places count the ground floor as the ground floor, and the 2nd floor is the 1st floor.
You're on Solaria, who counts the ground floor as the 1st floor.
Heathens.
Indeed.
Well, before we move on, I'm going to take an action and drink another healing potion.
Okay, get full health from it, 10 points if it's a regular healing potion.
I would like to use my second wind, of course. I will heal for 5. So what do you guys want to do with these people? They look like they're drugged.
I suppose we leave them here while we move on.
Doesn't look like they're going to share, so might as well.
Did you find anything useful in those books?
No, they're just code books, lists of messages.
Sounds boring. Let's go smash some stuff.
Shall we go up?
Well, it's either that or back to the horses.
From this room, you can smell the manure rising from the hole. Same marching order?
Seem to have worked out well.
As you climb to the next floor, you notice the same 3 window slits that allow for some light and ventilation coming in on the west side of the room. In the center, an exhaust pipe for a fireplace stove / combination can be seen, or in the north part of the room, snaking its way out of the building and up the wall. As you move towards the east wall, you see a once neat food preparation area that is now in a state of disarray. Knives and the other cutlery line the wall and still hang there, but they're covered in a bit of grime and dust, suggesting that they haven't been used or cleaned in some time. The counter is cluttered with various pots and pans, some containing old scraps of food, stack of dirty dishes waiting to be cleaned. On the south wall, the pantry is in shambles. The doors hang off their hinges, revealing shelves with cans and jars that have been carelessly tossed around. Some containers have spilled their contents on the floor, adding to the mess. You can barely make out the labels on the jars and cans, but the faded colors suggest that they've been there for a while. The west wall seems undisturbed. Several large barrels are lined up against it, and they seem to be in good condition, and they appear to be sealed shut and untouched, leaving you to wonder what might be inside. What happens now?
What was the last thing you said? That there was a cupboard that was shut?
These barrels seem to be in good condition, and they are sealed and shut, seemingly untouched.
Would it have been 10 minutes since I finished casting Detect Magic, or?
There does not appear to be anything magical here.
Oh, another boring room, unless there's some wine.
I find it kind of strange that this food is all rotten, but there's people that are here. And somehow there's undead on, what'd you call it? The 1st floor? Does this room give off like a weird vibe?
It doesn't give off a weird vibe. It is clearly some kind of kitchen. There's food everywhere, old pots and pans for cooking. This stove has an old pot. Looks like somebody left the burner on, and so whatever was in there that had been cooked is now charred and dried on the inside. There's food everywhere. The only difference is that these kegs and barrels are obviously newer than anything else in the room.
Yeah, screw it. I'll pry open one of the kegs. Yeah, get them again.
As you crack open one of the kegs, it is filled with what looks like to be cooking oil or cooking fat. And one of the barrels is filled with water. And so amongst all the different barrels and kegs, you can acquire 12 days of rations. Not that we're counting food, but you do get 12 days of rations.
Oh, food. Real food. What happened to our other Goliath who liked to eat?
He was unavailable to go into the tower. He's probably eating something out in the field.
He's attempting to milk the horses.
The pigs. No, the goats. Milk the goats. Was it milk the pigs? It was milk the pigs.
It was
Pigs
pigs. We
gross,
deliberately
guys.
made sure there were no pigs, so there's
Yes.
only horses left.
I thought he said he was going to try to milk a cat.
Milking a cat.
Cat turned off your power.
Well, so the next floor is 4, right? I just start counting on my fingers, missing a couple
Sing a couple fingers.
counts. I'm like
Oh.
1, 3, 3, and then I start over.
Close enough, big guy.
If we're going up, I would like to go up stealthily.
Roll a stealth check. That is really good.
Oh, I'm wearing scale mail. Uh-huh.
This room does not have a latch or a door. It just goes up. It appears to be dark up there. As you make your way up, you poke your head, being quiet, to look around.
I can't see anything, guys. It's dark.
I cannot help you from down here.
Are these floors made of stone or wood?
It looks like stone.
Can I just throw my torch like across the room and then just kind of like pop into the room?
Let me know if you can see. Let me describe you the room. You see 8 square windows. There seems to be a loading crane sitting by one of the windows. This item looks like it can be used to raise and lower items. All around the room, you see barrels and crates. This was likely a room where they pulled items up into the tower. Additionally, there is a woman here who has dark hair, and she looks like she is unconscious. She is also bound and gagged, but wearing wizard robes and a pointy hat. You can give me a perception check if you'd like. That's a natural 20. Hidden amongst the barrels to the south of you, there is a creature that looks like it is carrying 2 slender knives made of obsidian, and it is looking at the creature here and looking towards the torch, but there is definitely something in there laying in wait to ambush you.
Can I use one of my martial abilities to teleport the creature next to me and grapple it and then drop down the ladder with it?
What is the ability, and is there a save for me?
It's called Commanding Grasp. As an action, you can spend 2 maneuver points and choose a creature of your size or smaller within 30 feet. The target must succeed a strength saving throw DC 14 or be teleported to an unoccupied space next to you and become grappled by you.
Let's see if it makes its strength save. I don't think it's going to. Let's roll a d20. It does not. And as it teleports next to you, and you see Thalgar, suddenly he's standing there and he peeks his head up, and then suddenly he's sliding down the ladder with his feet on the outside of the ladder, as he makes his way down, and in his grasp is a grotesque looking creature holding knives of obsidian. Let's roll some initiative.
I brought a friend, everybody.
Yay.
What is going on with these 20s today?
Jeez.
Those ones were less beneficial than the other ones, but there sure have been a lot of them.
That everybody? Yeah, that's everybody. You see this grotesque creature that has been pulled down from this next floor from Thalgar. What would you like to do? Is he grappled? He is currently grappled. Speed is 0.
Marin takes his paintbrush spear once more and is just gonna and just stab, like grossed out by what Thalgar's brought down. Wah wah. Natural 1.
That misses.
From a natural 20 to a natural 1. And then I just step back.
It is going to attempt to. Grappled is only what?
Movement speed 0.
It's going to attempt to hit you as it slashes out with his knife.
Do you get advantage on attacks against it?
No, it's restrained. Yeah.
That is a 21 to hit Marin.
21 would still hit, I think, even with shield. So, yes, that hits.
That is 3 piercing and 6 necrotic damage, and I need a DC 13 con save.
3 piercing, 6 necrotic. On the save.
You have an unknown disease. Put that in your note.
Right. Put it under effect. That's it for my turn. So now Washi's going to go.
Where's she?
And then he's going to attack. I've rolled a natural 20, a 1, and then a natural 20. So that's 2d8. Or we're doing perfect crits. All right. 2d8. 8 plus 3, 11 points of force damage. And that's all my turns.
Ade.
In a similar but slightly delayed reaction, Ade's staff will start glowing like an aquamarine with the shillelagh, and we will go ahead and swing as well. Does 16 hit it? All right. Roll a little damage. 7. And then I will mirror my buddy and take 2 steps this way and hopefully not get stabbed like he did.
Nope, it does not hit you. Elden.
Well, I will move. And then bonus action, I will cast Hunter's Mark on the creature. And then I will take a shot at him with my longbow.
17 hits.
And I will also, I've been forgetting to do this, add a Dreadful Strike onto that.
Creature is badly injured as you move away. You see Maron move away, and then this creature stabs it with this weird, what looks like a ritual obsidian dagger. As you skirt behind it, you draw a symbol in the air, and you see this greenish, maybe blue color wrap around its head, and you fire your bow, and it strikes true. This creature reels back, but still in Thalgar's grasp.
Can I use my double-bladed scimitar to attack it? And I'll have been in reckless stance. 17 to hit.
17 will hit.
9, and then I'm going to use another stone giant ability. I will use frost strike. Another 3 damage, and it needs to make a con save of 14.
Con save of 14 plus 0.
So its speed is reduced to 0. I will bonus action attack with my double-bladed scimitar.
A 14 hits.
Oh no,
Creature is
it's just 2 damage from the bonus attack.
creature is badly injured. Anything else?
You know what? I'll action surge. That's probably gonna miss.
11 misses.
I'll release the grapple and I'll move back to there.
As this creature, you see Thalgar still has a grasp on its worn and weathered clothing, and it's trying to hit him with a knife, and he swings his double-bladed scimitar once, twice, 3 times, hits it a couple times, and jabs it for a 4th time, and the creature slides what looks like to the left, but the scimitar slashes into him, but clearly there are non-vitals in this undead creature as it slides through the bones, and it does not make purchase. This creature is going to, let me roll, 1, 2, 3, 4. Moves down here towards you, Marin.
Its speed is reduced to 0.
Oh, it's 0. So it'll look to attack Washi. Actually, Marin, give me a DC 12 wisdom save.
DC 12 wisdom save. Nat 20.
Nice. As this creature looks towards you, you see its eyes flash. But you, being next to your faithful companion, are unafraid of this creature. And then you hear it make a moaning grimace as it looks to stab Washi with its knife. That is a 14 to hit Washi.
14 misses.
And that's his turn.
I'm going to use the help action to assist Washi with his attack.
Okay.
And that's my turn.
The help action within 5 feet. Alternatively, you can aid a friendly creature in attacking a creature within 5 feet of you.
5 feet, yeah, it does.
Yeah. You can move up, and since you've already been cursed.
Why not? I'll just attack it then. Of course, when it counts, I don't get
12 misses.
Yep. That's my turn. Washi will now attack. 23.
That hits.
For max damage, 11.
Creature is still hanging on, but just barely.
That's my turn.
Ade.
Seeing that we have it on the ropes, Ade will charge forward and try to finish it off with Shillelagh. And that's not gonna do it.
Nope.
Being the brave warrior that Ade is, Ade will use his bonus action to Misty Step away from stabby range, and then end his turn.
I'll move up to get a cleaner shot and shoot him with my bow.
22 definitely hits. How do you vanquish your greatest foe?
I will put one straight in his ear, coming out the other ear.
As it drops to the ground, you have defeated this creature, whatever it was. It had what looked like 2 obsidian blades, almost ritual daggers. The creature was balding, skin was emaciated. Marin, you feel like terrible. You almost want to, you have this, your gag reflex almost makes you want to throw up, but you're too much of a proper person. What happens now?
Yeah, sorry about that, guys. I saw that thing creeping upstairs. Thought I'd just bring it down here. Did see a lady up there.
That's first-rate thinking. So let's go see the lady.
Oh,
Marion, you don't look too good.
I haven't felt this bad since the Unseelie Solstice Festival 100 years ago.
I can give you a look over.
Yeah, you can make a medicine check on Maron if you want to see if there's anything ailing him.
Like, yep, you are definitely feeling sick.
The elvish
you,
ailments.
I
You sure you didn't catch it too?
You absolutely should get that looked at.
There is a woman here dressed in wizard robes and a pointy hat. She is gagged and bound, and very much like the other people in this building, looks like she is unconscious. You see this wheeled, what looks like a loading crane that can pull stuff. These are shuttered windows that can be opened. You saw these from the outside that look like they can lift things from the ground floor and bring them up here. Clearly a storage area. Over in the corner, there is a what looks like spare signal mirror in case the signal mirror used on the lighthouse, or at least on the signal house, has been destroyed, is here in case that other one breaks for whatever reason. None of the boxes are exceptionally large. Dispatched the creature that was kept here to guard her.
Can we get her downstairs with the others? Yeah, maybe at least put them all in the same area.
Lady, are you okay?
Her breathing is really shallow. You can give me a medicine check if you'd like, or anybody can give me a medicine check if you want to check over the vitals of this person.
It's cocked on my screen. It was almost an 18.
Who rolled the 19?
Clearly not dead.
Clearly not dead, but she's way out of it. Compared to the other people that were downstairs, she's probably been given multiple doses of whatever substance they have been given. Person is an obvious magic user.
Do we see that raven around anywhere?
No, you do not see the raven around. Though there are windows here, and here that are shuttered, there is no sight of the raven.
This is the third floor or fourth?
Third floor or fourth floor if you go 1, 2, 3, 4, or ground 2, 3, 4, or ground 1, 2, 3. But let's call it the fourth floor.
So the ladder does not go up anymore?
It does go up one more.
Ooh.
I think Ade's going to pop open a window just to see if the raven will come in.
Take a quick peek into the crates as well.
You can give me a perception or investigation check, Thalgar. And Ade, as you open up the shutters of these windows, the white raven flies through and lands next to this person and hopping up and down, squawking. 14.
While this is happening, I nudge Ade out the way and I throw up out the window.
Definitely, you see him throw, but it's not just a little bit. He just like leans back and it projectiles out the window. The raven swoops in, narrowly missing the orange vomit. But let's see what happened. You go through all the crates and it's just foodstuffs. It looks like one crate is full of extra blank logbooks. Some of the other barrels are made for what looks like to be oats for horses. But other than that, other than basic foodstuffs or some extra clothing, there doesn't appear to be anything extraordinary in the crate. Of the things you can do, there are 4 spare 50-foot sections of hempen rope. There are carpenter's tools, mason's tools, and jeweler's tools. If you guys want to collect those, you can.
Yeah, like any good adventurer, we will rob this place blind.
Yeah.
Actually, those daggers looked pretty good.
You have 2 obsidian ritual daggers.
I'll take the carpenter tools for the hell of it.
Sure. You can gather all that stuff if you'd like. But outside of those items that you had seen in the supply stuffs, there's nothing else of value here except for the lady. What would you like to do?
Well, we should clear this tower, yeah? And then maybe bring her down to the others? Or can you speak to the raven?
Look at Eladin.
What, when you speak to a raven? I can speak to ravens.
I think this is the person that we were looking for.
Well, I sincerely hope so, since there doesn't seem to be any other place to search.
We have another level going up. We should definitely check all the floors, make sure this place is secure.
Well, one more time.
Let me put you all together. And as you make your way up the rope, the area opens up into the open air, and you see the signal mirror here in the center. Wooden floor is constructed at a very slight slope, so as if it were to rain or any rain would get in here, it would run out and off the sides of the battlement. The center point is raised higher. Coming up into this area, there was a metal door that you had to get through. The signal crystal is covered in a tarp. It's about 2 foot in diameter, mounted with a strong metal frame. There's a number of screws, wheels, and other sliding implements to make the mirror more complicated looking. So where only trained people know how to use this. Eladan, studying the logbooks and the code books in the floor number 3, you now have proficiency in operating a signal or signal crystal or signal light from signal towers for this particular set of signal towers. If you want to add that to your character sheet. In the southwest area, you see some barrels that look like it's been cut in half, almost as if they were used to be stools instead of barrels that carry something else. Probably similar to the barrels you saw down floor below, but they're clearly been cut in half, so you can use them as seats. But from here, the sun has burnt away a little bit, and you can see out about a quarter mile. Our sun has burnt away some of the foggy and marine area or marine layer, and you can see about a quarter mile away from this vantage point.
Were we supposed to signal anyone?
Not that you recall. You were to come here and figure out what was happening, rescue any of the party members. You would get extra gold if you had successfully rescued anybody here.
Well, let's say we gather these people up, wake them up.
I think if we give them a little time, they might, whatever they're under, might wear off on its own.
You found a logbook, right? What's it say?
It's just a log of messages they've sent.
What was the last one that was sent?
I don't know. Let's go consult the book.
All right. And as you head back down to the wherever the people were, right?
And it's second level.
Yeah, I think
We
you're right.
bring
Second level.
Gillumin with us.
You see in the logbook that heavy fog, limited visibility, all clear. And it was dated like 10 days ago.
Seems like this place was attacked recently.
Well, since there's no mention of anything earlier, that's a reasonable assumption.
Somebody roll me 3d4. Okay, thank you. So you've made your way back down. On the first floor, you have Franco, the dwarf. Here on the second floor, you have Perelia and 2 other people who are wearing similar clothing, plus Eva the White. And the crow is hopping from place to place, kind of doing the crow hop around Wizard, just doting on her. What would you guys like to do?
Anyone have the means to wake these people?
Other than grabbing them and shaking them and yelling at them really loud, I'm afraid I do not.
I can hit them with my stick.
Anybody can give me a medicine check, as you have time now to evaluate all of them.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, Maron doesn't give a fuck about these people right now.
All right. Ade, they have been drugged. They're under some kind of substance. You can either wait or neutralize poison.
I mean, it seems like they're going to wake up by themselves. I don't have a way to counteract the poison in their systems. I mean, do we put them on horses and just take them back?
Well, we could try staying the night in the tower, make sure nothing else comes, see if they wake up, and then if not, we'll strap them to a horse.
Sounds fun.
We should probably bring that dwarf up here.
Ooh, I suppose we could take him outside and bring him up with the winch and then lower him back down.
The fun way. How does that dog climb ladders, by the way?
It hangs on to Eladin.
I'll go down and get the dwarf, bring him up.
Okay. He's eaten half of the ration, and then fell asleep into a calm slumber. Mechanically, he has 5 levels of exhaustion.
It's almost death. I'll put him next to the hearth and stoke the fire a little bit.
So what's the plan from here on out? Are you guys going to attempt to stay here throughout the afternoon and evening and take a long rest, or are you going to head out as soon as possible? Let me know what the plan is.
Yeah, I think we need to stay here and see if they recover a bit.
Yeah, I think spending one long rest here.
I would rather die than have to go through that first room right now.
We'll say these guys are going to be a lot harder to see at night, but
We can also, when we leave, we can lower you down the crane.
sure. What floor do you guys want to take our stand on? This one? The one with the beds?
Yeah, this seems like the good room.
Unless you want to move a bunch of unconscious people.
So I'd probably spend like an hour dispatching of all the undead. I'd probably throw them down the garbage chute.
Anybody else want to do anything in that hour? Dalgar, roll me a D20. So as you guys hunker down, about 8 hours later, Eva starts to rouse from her slumber. It's middle of the night. Let's call it midnight. You guys have another 6 hours to go to take advantage of a long rest or anything you would like to do. Eva comes awake and you hear the crow squawking a little bit. And I assume she's still bound like the rest of the people.
Yeah, but not gagged.
Yeah. She starts, she kind of sits up, her hands are still bound, and she blinks, the light from the hearth, illuminating the room. How are you? And she reaches out and kind of pets the raven's head a little bit, and its head bobs as a crow would, and then it hops around and walks, and she looks around, kind of surprised, and says, "Shush, shush, shush." She sees the group. Are you with the creatures, these foul beasts?
Do we look like we're with the creatures?
I just start laughing.
Well, I mean, there were others who looked, not like you exactly, but similar. So I'm not sure. And her eyes flare a little bit. She says a word under her breath. Let me get a wisdom saving throw from Marin. Yeah, one more time.
That was a 16.
Okay. You feel something kind of prod and poke at your mind, but you're able to resist it. And she kind of wrinkles her nose. Her pale skin with a little bit of freckles across her nose. She wrinkles it and, okay. Well, I'm not sure. So I would assume not. Where are we?
We're in the tower.
Been in the tower. What about the beasts? And she kind of holds her hands to her mouth quickly. We're in hell. What happened? What has happened since? And she looks around and sees her allies or her friends and Franco. And Franco, what about the undead creatures, the ones that with the foul stench under their nails?
Oh, we got rid of them.
Oh, thank the maker. And she breathes a bit of a sigh of relief. We have to get out of here before they return.
Well, we're amenable to leaving if everyone else, your companions don't seem in really like top flight traveling ability.
We were drugged. Some concoction that they had given us knocked us out. Some are more resistant than others. They gave me twice the amount. I'm not really sure how I lived through it. You see, we were traveling on the mountain road. We were weary but resolute, and when we were ambushed by a pack of foul beasts on the night air thick with their stench. Before we knew it, we were overpowered and tied up, helpless to resist. One of the beasts, cunning beyond measure, guised itself as me and tricks its way into the tower where we had planned to seek refuge. We were none the wiser until it was too late. The beast had gained access to our sanctuary. To make matters worse, our comrade Franco, and she gestures to the dwarf who's laid out by the fire. A proud mountain dwarf known for his sharp tongue. Well, he has a big mouth, to be honest. Insulted one of the beasts, and enraged, they beat him mercilessly and shoved him down the drainage hole. Thought he was done for. I understand that those drainage holes just are garbage chutes, and they lead out into nothing. I mean, other than him smelling worse than he normally does. We appreciate what you've done. For some time, we were left alone with our thoughts and fears, wondering what fate had befallen us. It was then that I noticed an opportunity to communicate with our trusty companion, and she leans forward and puts her head towards the raven, and he puts his head against her, and she strokes his feathers. Snuck down in his stable and drew a crude note on Undead and Tower. Send help. I was caught by the beast and forced to drink this concoction, as I mentioned. And after that, my memory becomes hazy. What has transpired?
Oh, we got your message. That's why we're here.
Thank the maker. And the rest of the group. You go see Franco and Perilia here, and Theo, and they work here in the tower. One of them cooks and the other one cleans. Thank goodness you were able to save them. I'm afraid many of our bodyguards, soldiers sent from the city, were ambushed on the way and killed. What are the plans?
You mentioned they drugged you all. Is there someone else besides the creature with the daggers?
There's a woman. She's some kind of spellcaster, apparently. Not really sure where she is or what she had. She's the one that took my form. And there were other tall and dark. The light almost absorbed into their bodies. Have you not seen any creatures like these?
Can't say we have.
She took your form?
I'm not sure. I mean, some call it doppelganger, but I'm not sure. She made signs in the air, drew sigils, and then became like me, kind of disguise, magic, or whatnot.
I'm gonna pull out my scimitar and put it right in her face and make an insight check to see if she seems legit.
Sure, give me a insight check and you can take advantage. She's clearly telling the truth. She's still a bit intoxicated by whatever drugs had been given to her in her system, whatever concoction she was supposed to drink that would put her to sleep. But she's telling the truth. And as you draw your scimitar, you hear the crow squawk, and it starts to almost bite or peck at your iron shod boots.
Does she seem like she's the real person, or maybe the doppelganger? Do I get the sense that
with an 18, she seems like the real person. You would probably think that they would go a long way to drug somebody to wake them up in the middle of your guys' watch. Would be a little bit outlandish, particularly for those who hang around undead. So she seems to be telling the truth.
I'll retract my weapon. I'll look at it, look at everyone else. A doppelganger? Really? This place is weird.
I'm not sure what's a doppelganger. It was, I mean, she drew symbols in the air, so perhaps disguised self or something similar. I'm going to roll a d20 for her, see if she knows exactly. She rolls a dirty 20. I'm sure it was a spell of some kind.
I would nod. I don't know, guys. This seems weird that there was just zombies here.
No, you don't understand. There are other beasts here that were commanding these creatures. That's why they didn't eat us. They went out someplace. As far as I understood it, but they were giving orders to these creatures to not kill us or eat us. We must get away.
What did they want you for?
I think it was just happenstance. We were here to we were to come here and put continual flame on the, and she points upstairs on the light. That's what powers some of these lights to be able to signal. I was not just prepared to do that, and we were ambushed on our way, like I had said. But I don't want to stick around if there are these foul creatures here.
Well, I don't think we're planning on sticking around. We got to get everyone back. We just wanted everyone awake.
And as you're having this conversation, the other people start to rouse from their slumber around about the same time. You hear the dwarf, "Hey, crikey!" That's Richard's dwarfs. Skeletons and demons and whatever else would be. What's going on, Ava? What is happening here? Why am I in my skivvies? I have a real pain in the backside. What was that from? What's going on? Oh, this fire feels amazing. And he kind of gets closer to the fire. I'm so tired. There's Undead. Theo starts to rouse. One of the other people in the dark tunics and light beige trousers. I received a signal. Undead in the interior, but Undead, really? And, oh my God. And he kind of looks around at each one of you, firelight kind of glinting off the armor and the weapons that you carry. None Undead. Okay. Oh my gosh. And he rouses the person next to him. Hey, wake up. And the person, what do you want? Do you have any food? I can make some food. We have some guests. And he pulls on his, I can't make food with my hands bound. Undead, oh my gosh, what's happening? And as you sit there, they all start to come awake.
You all need to calm down. We were hired to come clear the tower and save everyone.
Okay.
You're saved.
But we're still in the tower. We have to leave.
That's the plan.
Well, let me unbound my wrist. Let's go. Let's go then. I can't run with my legs bound.
Which one of you is the cook?
I am. I'm the cook. I'm looking for his name. I can help you. Yeah, and I clean and.
Why is the kitchen gone to shit? Except there's some fresh barrels there.
I mean, I ordered some from Nuanthus. They sent me some fresh barrels, but I mean, we've been trapped here for a while. We've been given a little bit of food and drink over the last, 10 days, 14 days. Is the kitchen, is it ruined?
It's in pretty bad shape.
Oh, well, you got to let me go up there and clean up.
I don't think that's safe. I think you should stay here.
And you hear the person say, Slade, you probably get eaten by the creatures that are up there. Don't you remember? He says, but it's dirty, Ralph. It's dirty. You don't have to cook, but it would be nice to be able to cook. Do you have anything to cook? It's like, well, I have no cook. I can use and they start bickering amongst themselves, as co-workers might.
So maybe we should see if that stuff is poisoned?
And Slade goes, my food is the best food out here in the point. What do you mean poison?
You were all drugged.
Oh, they fed us this foul drink. Some lady, I don't know. Her hair was red, kind of long. She fed us this foul, made us drink it. Undead held us and she poured it down our gullets. It was...
Makes sense.
I can't remember after that.
You said you got a delivery of food. Was it the same time that?
Like cooking oil.
Is that how? Was that? So they came in with the delivery. I'm sorry, I'm not feeling too well.
No. We were just working, and suddenly they burst in, and he gestures towards the dwarf and the Eva. No, they. As a matter of fact, and the lady. There were two of them, and he points to Eva. Two of her, and they said they were here to do magic on the tower, and so we let them in. And suddenly, all these foul creatures, stinking of filth, just burst in and made a mess of the place and took us prisoners. And before we know it, they were another woman, long red hair, was administering like this foul smelling drink. She cooked it right over there, and he gestures towards the hearth.
Can we think of any reason why they'd keep them alive instead of killing them?
Good question. Does that story we just heard sound legit?
Give me an insight check. Natural 20. Yeah, he sounds very matter of fact. A little bit excited because you're not undead. Excited because he is awake for the first time in probably a 10-day. But he is very honest and matter of fact. He's afraid, clearly, but more afraid that he's like, we got to get out of here before whatever happens. But the story checks out. And as you have more conversations, him and Slade are going back and forth, kind of bickering as coworkers do, but their stories line up.
We're trying to figure out like how long they were unconscious for.
I mean, I think during the conversation, he would probably say, yeah, they've been here for probably 10 days to 2 weeks. The workers had been here for a while. Eva the White had been missing for a few days to a week. And so, yeah, probably about, I think, a week would line up from a timeline that these people had disguised themselves as this wizard to work on the tower. They let them in and they were taken prisoners. So probably.
And so we heard in this conversation that Eva the White left and then she came back with someone that looked just like her, and then they let them all in.
No, they were. Eva says, no. We were ambushed on the road. I don't know if you saw our guard. They were killed on the way here, and then we were ambushed by a lady with red hair and some of these foul creatures, dark, tall creatures. And then she disguised herself as me, and for whatever reason, they looked through and found my contract in my spell book, and knew we were coming to the tower to perform some magic. And then she disguised herself as me, and they let. And she gestures to Slade and Ralph. They let them in, and Slade and Ralph shrug. Didn't know. Like, we're up here by ourselves. Had no idea. So we let them in and open the door. I mean, you can't get in without, knowing where the secret door is. Ralph's like, yeah, we had no idea. So essentially, Eva was ambushed on the road to the tower. The people who are looking to get into the tower for whatever reason found it convenient that she was going to go to the tower to perform some kind of ritual or magic on the signal crystal, which was super convenient for them. And she disguised herself as Eva to get them to let them in the tower. And when they did, they were ambushed by them and the undead.
Should we just leave this crystal unattended? Should we destroy it? I mean, what was their purpose in coming here?
Eva says, I don't know what the purpose was or why. I mean, there are towers spread out through all the mountains of Solaria. That's how they communicate across great distances.